Section 1. Setting the stage. The digital transformation of maritime shipping. The maritime industry is undergoing a digital revolution. Ports around the world are bustling with activity as ships arrive and depart carrying goods vital to the global economy. Behind the scenes, a silent transformation is underway. Digital systems are increasingly being integrated into every aspect of maritime operations. This digital transformation is driven by the need for greater efficiency, transparency and security in the global supply chain. As the volume of maritime trade continues to grow, traditional paper-based processes are proving to be slow, cumbersome and prone to errors. The maritime industry is embracing digital solutions to optimize operations and meet the demands of 21st century global trade. This digital shift is revolutionizing the way ships communicate with ports, cargo is tracked and logistics are managed. At the heart of this digital transformation is the Maritime Single Window, a game-changing concept that promises to streamline maritime operations and enhance efficiency across the board. Section 2. The promise of the Maritime Single Window. The Maritime Single Window, or MSW, is a digital platform designed to simplify and harmonize the exchange of information between ships and ports. It acts as a central hub for all data related to a ship's arrival, stay, and departure from a port. Through the MSW, shipping companies, port authorities, and regulatory bodies can submit, share, and access essential information electronically, eliminating the need for paper documents and manual data entry. This streamlined approach offers a myriad of benefits for the maritime industry. One of the most significant advantages of the MSW is its potential to drastically reduce the time and cost associated with port calls. By automating data exchange and eliminating redundant processes, ships can expect faster turnaround times at ports. This increased efficiency translates into significant cost savings for shipping companies, port operators, and ultimately consumers. Furthermore, the MSW promotes transparency and accountability by providing all stakeholders with real-time access to accurate information. Section 3. The looming threat, cyber risks in a connected world. While the MSW offers a compelling vision for a more efficient and interconnected maritime industry, its reliance on digital systems and data exchange introduces new vulnerabilities. As the maritime sector embraces digital transformation, it also becomes increasingly exposed to cyber threats. Cybersecurity must be paramount in the design, implementation, and operation of the MSW. Failing to address these risks could have severe consequences for the maritime industry, potentially disrupting global trade, compromising sensitive information, and causing significant financial damage. The interconnected nature of the MSW means that a cyber attack on one part of the system could have cascading effects, impacting multiple stakeholders and potentially disrupting entire supply chains. From data breaches to ransomware attacks, the potential threats to the MSW are real and constantly evolving. Therefore, it is crucial to understand the specific cyber risks associated with the MSW and to implement robust cybersecurity measures to mitigate these threats and ensure the safe and secure operation of this critical maritime platform. Streamlining maritime operations. The benefits of a unified platform. The maritime industry is a complex ecosystem involving a multitude of stakeholders, each with their own processes and systems. This fragmentation often leads to inefficiencies, delays, and communication breakdowns. The Maritime Single Window, or MSW, emerges as a beacon of hope, offering a unified platform that streamlines communication and data exchange between ships, ports, and regulatory authorities. Before the advent of the MSW, ships were required to submit a plethora of documents to various entities upon arrival at a port. This cumbersome process involved multiple forms, often with overlapping information, leading to significant delays and frustration. The MSW simplifies this process by providing a single point of entry for all ship-related data. Through the MSW, shipping companies can submit all necessary documentation electronically, eliminating the need for physical paperwork and manual data entry. This digital handshake between ships and ports accelerates the clearance process, allowing vessels to enter and leave ports more efficiently. The MSW acts as a digital facilitator, streamlining operations and reducing the administrative burden on all stakeholders. Moreover, the MSW fosters collaboration and information sharing among maritime authorities. Customs officials, port authorities and other regulatory bodies can access real-time data through the MSW, enabling them to coordinate their activities more effectively. This enhanced communication reduces the likelihood of misunderstandings, avoids unnecessary inspections, and facilitates a smoother flow of goods through the supply chain. Enhanced efficiency and reduced costs. Time is money in shipping. In the fast-paced world of maritime shipping, time is of the essence. Delays in port can result in significant financial losses for shipping companies as vessels are idle and cargo deliveries are postponed. The MSW's ability to expedite port clearance procedures directly translates into tangible cost savings for the industry. By reducing the time ships spend waiting at anchor, the MSW allows vessels to complete more voyages within a given time frame. This increased efficiency translates into higher cargo throughput, lower fuel consumption, and reduced operating costs for shipping companies. The benefits extend beyond the immediate players in the maritime sector, as faster shipping times ultimately lead to lower prices for consumers. The MSW also reduces administrative costs for both shipping companies and port authorities. By digitizing and automating data exchange, the MSW eliminates the need for manual data entry, paper-based documentation, and physical storage of records. This streamlining of administrative tasks frees up valuable time and resources that can be redirected towards other critical areas. Furthermore, the MSW's emphasis on data accuracy reduces the likelihood of errors and discrepancies that can lead to delays and disputes. The digital platform provides a clear audit trail, ensuring accountability and transparency in all transactions. This heightened level of data integrity instills confidence in the system, fostering trust among stakeholders and promoting a more efficient and reliable maritime industry. Transparency and accountability, fostering trust in the maritime ecosystem. Transparency and accountability are paramount for building trust and fostering collaboration within the maritime ecosystem. The MSW, with its emphasis on data sharing and real-time information access, plays a crucial role in promoting these essential principles. By providing a centralized platform where all stakeholders can access accurate and up-to-date information, the MSW fosters a culture of openness and collaboration. Prior to the implementation of the MSW, information silos and communication barriers often hindered collaboration between different entities involved in maritime trade. The MSW breaks down these barriers by providing a common platform where all relevant data is readily accessible to authorized parties. This shared understanding of real-time information enables better coordination, reduces the potential for misunderstandings, and facilitates more efficient decision-making. The MSW's emphasis on data, integrity, and security also contributes to increased transparency and accountability. The platform's digital nature allows for the implementation of robust security measures to protect sensitive information from unauthorized access or manipulation. This ensures that all data within the MSW is accurate, reliable, and tamper-proof. The enhanced transparency afforded by the MSW also benefits regulatory oversight and compliance efforts. By providing a clear audit trail of all transactions and activities, the MSW enables maritime authorities to monitor compliance with international regulations and identify potential risks more effectively. This increased scrutiny helps to maintain the integrity of the maritime industry and ensures a level playing field for all stakeholders. The lurking threat, data interception in the digital seas. While the Maritime Single Window ushers in an era of unprecedented efficiency and transparency in the shipping industry, it also introduces new vulnerabilities that demand attention. One of the most significant cyber threats facing the MSW is data interception, a silent menace lurking beneath the surface of digital communication channels. As ships and ports exchange vast amounts of data through the MSW, cybercriminals view this digital traffic as a prime target for interception. Imagine a scenario where a cargo ship carrying valuable goods transmits its cargo manifest, route details, and crew information to the port authorities through the MSW. Unbeknownst to the ship's crew and port officials, a malicious actor has infiltrated the network, lying in wait to intercept this sensitive data. Just as a modern-day pirate would intercept a ship at sea, these cyber pirates use sophisticated techniques to tap into the digital communication lines, capturing valuable information as it travels through cyberspace. This intercepted data can have far-reaching consequences, potentially jeopardizing the security of the ship, its crew, and the cargo it carries. The threat of data interception highlights the critical importance of robust cybersecurity measures to safeguard the integrity and confidentiality of information flowing through the MSW. Sensitive cargo, vulnerable networks, the stakes of data interception. The stakes of data interception in the context of the MSW are incredibly high. The information exchanged through this platform is not merely routine administrative data. It often includes highly sensitive details that, if compromised, could have severe consequences for multiple stakeholders. For instance, cargo manifests often contain information about the type, quantity, and value of goods being transported. This information, in the wrong hands, could be used to target specific shipments, facilitating theft, smuggling, or even acts of sabotage. Moreover, crew data, including passport details, contact information, and employment records, could be exploited for identity theft, blackmail, or even to facilitate human trafficking. The potential for harm extends beyond financial losses, potentially putting the lives and well-being of seafarers at risk. Furthermore, interception of ship movement data, including routes, schedules, and destinations, could provide valuable intelligence to pirates, terrorists, or other malicious actors seeking to exploit vulnerabilities in the maritime supply chain. The consequences of such breaches could be catastrophic, leading to disruptions in global trade, environmental disasters, or even loss of life. Encryption, the first line of defense against eavesdropping. Given the high stakes associated with data interception in the MSW, it is essential to implement robust cybersecurity measures to protect sensitive information from falling into the wrong hands. One of the most effective ways to mitigate the risk of eavesdropping is through encryption. Encryption is akin to placing sensitive information in a secure vault, making it unintelligible to anyone without the proper key to unlock it. When data is encrypted, it is transformed into an unreadable format, rendering it useless to unauthorized individuals who may intercept it. Only authorized parties with the corresponding decryption key can unlock the encrypted data and access its original readable form. By encrypting all data transmitted through the MSW, maritime stakeholders can significantly reduce the risk of sensitive information being compromised, even if it is intercepted during transmission. Encryption acts as a crucial first line of defense, safeguarding the confidentiality and integrity of data flowing through the MSW. By incorporating robust encryption protocols into the design and implementation of the MSW, the maritime industry can strengthen its defenses against cyber threats and foster a more secure and resilient digital ecosystem. Breaching the walls. Unauthorized access to the MSW. While data interception poses a significant threat to the maritime single window, unauthorized access represents another critical vulnerability that could have far-reaching consequences for the maritime industry. Imagine a scenario where a malicious actor gains access to the MSW's inner workings, like a thief finding their way into a supposedly secure vault. This breach of the MSW's defenses could allow the attacker to view, manipulate, or even delete critical data, potentially disrupting port operations, compromising sensitive information, and causing significant financial losses. Unlike data interception, where information is captured in transit, Unauthorized access grants the attacker a foothold within the system itself, allowing them to potentially wreak havoc from within. This unauthorized entry could be achieved through various means, such as exploiting weak passwords, leveraging stolen credentials, or identifying and exploiting vulnerabilities in the MSW's software or network infrastructure. The consequences of such a breach could be catastrophic, ranging from the theft of confidential data to the sabotage of critical infrastructure. Therefore, it is paramount for maritime stakeholders to prioritize robust security measures to protect the MSW from unauthorized access, ensuring that only authorized personnel have the necessary permissions to access and interact with this critical platform. Weak links in the chain. Exploiting vulnerabilities for unauthorized entry, cybercriminals are adept at identifying and exploiting weak links in digital systems, and the MSW is no exception. Just as a chain is only as strong as its weakest link, the security of the MSW relies on the strength of each and every component, from the software it uses to the human users who interact with it. One common vulnerability that attackers often target is weak passwords. If users choose easily guessable passwords or reuse the same password across multiple platforms, they inadvertently create an easy entry point for cybercriminals. Another common tactic employed by attackers is social engineering, where they manipulate or deceive individuals into revealing sensitive information, such as login credentials or system details. This could involve phishing emails that trick users into clicking malicious links or providing their passwords, or it could involve more elaborate schemes that prey on human trust and naivety. Once attackers gain unauthorized access to the MSW, they can potentially wreak havoc, stealing confidential information, disrupting port operations, or even causing physical damage to critical infrastructure. Therefore, it is crucial to address these vulnerabilities and implement robust security measures to protect the MSW from unauthorized access. Guarding the gate's access control and multi-factor authentication. To effectively mitigate the risk of unauthorized access to the MSW, implementing strong access control mechanisms is paramount. Access control is akin to having multiple layers of security at the entrance of a building, ensuring that only authorized individuals can enter restricted areas. One of the most effective access control measures is the principle of least privilege, which dictates that users should only be granted the minimum level of access necessary to perform their job functions. This helps to limit the potential damage an attacker could inflict if they were to compromise a user's account. Another crucial security layer is multi-factor authentication, or MFA. MFA requires users to provide multiple forms of identification before granting access to the system. This typically involves something the user knows, like a password, something the user has, like a security token or smartphone, or something the user is, like a fingerprint or facial scan. By implementing MFA, even if an attacker manages to obtain a user's password, they would still need to overcome the additional authentication factors, making it significantly more difficult to gain unauthorized access to the MSW. Digital extortion, the rising threat of ransomware in maritime shipping. The digital realm has become a battleground where cybercriminals employ increasingly sophisticated tactics to disrupt businesses and extort money. Among these threats, ransomware has emerged as a particularly insidious weapon, targeting critical infrastructure and essential services, including the maritime shipping industry. Ransomware attacks are akin to digital kidnappings, where cybercriminals use malicious software to seize control of computer systems, encrypting valuable data and holding it hostage until a ransom is paid. The maritime industry, with its reliance on the Maritime Single Window for critical operations, has become an attractive target for ransomware operators. Imagine a scenario where a port authority's Maritime Single Window system is infected with ransomware. Critical data, including cargo manifests, ship schedules and communication logs, becomes inaccessible, effectively paralyzing the port's operations. Ships are left stranded at sea, unable to unload their cargo or receive clearance to dock. The economic impact of such an attack can be devastating, resulting in significant financial losses for shipping companies, port operators, and businesses that rely on the timely delivery of goods. The threat of ransomware highlights the urgent need for robust cybersecurity measures to protect the maritime single window and ensure the resilience of the maritime shipping industry against this growing menace. Holding operations hostage. The crippling impact of ransomware attacks. The impact of a successful ransomware attack on the maritime single window can be far-reaching and debilitating, potentially crippling entire ports and disrupting global supply chains. When the maritime single window is held hostage by ransomware, the flow of goods grinds to a halt, causing a ripple effect that impacts businesses, consumers, and even national economies. The most immediate consequence of a ransomware attack is the disruption of port operations. With the maritime single window inaccessible, port authorities are unable to process ships arriving at the port, leading to delays, congestion, and significant financial losses. Ships may be forced to wait at anchor for extended periods, incurring demurrage charges and jeopardizing perishable cargo. Furthermore, the disruption of the maritime single window can sever the flow of critical information between ships, ports, and other stakeholders in the maritime supply chain. Customs officials may be unable to clear shipments, leading to delays in the release of goods and potential spoilage of perishable items. Shipping companies may lose track of their vessels and cargo, causing further disruptions and financial losses. The economic impact of a ransomware attack on the maritime single window can be substantial, potentially costing millions of dollars per day in lost revenue, demurrage charges, and reputational damage. The longer the system remains compromised, the more severe the consequences become, highlighting the critical need for swift and effective incident response measures to minimize downtime and mitigate the damage. Building resilience proactive measures to combat ransomware. The threat of ransomware attacks on the maritime single window demands a proactive and multifaceted approach to cybersecurity, focusing on prevention, preparedness, and resilience. By implementing robust security measures and fostering a culture of cybersecurity awareness, the maritime industry can strengthen its defenses and mitigate the risk of falling victim to these digital extortion schemes. One crucial step is to ensure that all systems connected to the maritime single window are protected by strong, unique passwords and multi-factor authentication. Regular security awareness training for all personnel who interact with the maritime single window is essential to educate them about the dangers of phishing attacks, social engineering, and other tactics employed by cyber criminals. Regular software updates and security patches are crucial to address known vulnerabilities that attackers could exploit. Implementing robust firewalls and intrusion detection systems can help to prevent unauthorized access to the maritime single window network. Data backups should be regularly created and stored offline, providing a lifeline in the event of a ransomware attack. In addition to these technical safeguards, it is essential to have a comprehensive incident response plan in place to guide the organization's actions in the event of a ransomware attack. This plan should outline clear communication protocols, data recovery procedures, and strategies for minimizing downtime and mitigating the impact on operations. By adopting a proactive and comprehensive approach to cybersecurity, the maritime industry can strengthen its resilience against ransomware attacks and safeguard the integrity of the maritime single window. The maritime single window, for all its advancements, is not impervious to cyber threats. Just as a mighty warship can be crippled by a well-placed strike on its weakest point, the MSW's reliance on software and network infrastructure makes it susceptible to system vulnerabilities and exploits. System vulnerabilities are flaws or weaknesses in software code that attackers can exploit to gain unauthorized access, disrupt operations, or steal data. These vulnerabilities can arise from errors in coding, design flaws, or inadequate security testing during the software development process. Cybercriminals are constantly on the lookout for these vulnerabilities, using sophisticated tools and techniques to scan systems, identify weaknesses, and develop exploits to take advantage of them. Once a vulnerability is discovered, it's a race against time to patch the flaw before attackers can exploit it. The interconnected nature of the MSW means that a vulnerability in one system could have cascading effects, potentially compromising the entire platform and jeopardizing the operations of multiple stakeholders. Therefore, it is crucial to adopt a proactive approach to vulnerability management, identifying and addressing weaknesses before they can be exploited by malicious actors. Out of date and out of luck. The perils of neglecting system updates. One of the most common and easily preventable ways cybercriminals exploit system vulnerabilities is by targeting outdated software. Software updates often include security patches designed to fix known vulnerabilities, essentially acting as digital band-aids for flaws in the code. However, many organizations delay or neglect installing these updates for various reasons, such as concerns about compatibility issues, fear of disrupting operations, or simply overlooking the importance of timely patching. This procrastination creates a window of opportunity for attackers, who are well aware that outdated systems are ripe targets. Cybercriminals often exploit known vulnerabilities for which patches have been available for weeks, months, or even years. By the time an organization finally gets around to installing the update, it may be too late. The damage has already been done. In the context of the MAritime Single Window, neglecting system updates is akin to leaving the door wide open for attackers. A single outdated system connected to the MSW network could provide an entry point for cybercriminals to infiltrate the entire platform, potentially compromising sensitive data, disrupting operations, and causing significant financial losses. Staying ahead of the curve, proactive patch management and vulnerability remediation. To effectively mitigate the risks posed by system vulnerabilities and exploits, it is crucial to adopt a proactive approach to patch management and vulnerability remediation. This involves establishing a structured process for identifying, prioritizing, and addressing security flaws in a timely and efficient manner. The first step is to maintain a comprehensive inventory of all software and hardware assets connected to the MSW network. This inventory should include details such as software versions, hardware models, and the location of each asset. Having a clear understanding of the IT environment is essential for effective vulnerability management. Once the inventory is in place, organizations should implement regular vulnerability scanning to identify potential weaknesses. This can be achieved using automated tools that scan systems and networks for known vulnerabilities, comparing them against a database of common security flaws. When vulnerabilities are discovered, they should be prioritized based on their severity and potential impact. High-priority vulnerabilities should be addressed immediately by applying the necessary security patches or implementing workarounds. Organizations should also establish a process for testing and deploying patches to ensure compatibility and minimize disruption to operations. Balancing efficiency and security, a delicate dance in the digital age. The MAritime Single Window represents a significant leap forward for the shipping industry, promising a future of enhanced efficiency, transparency, and collaboration. As we've explored throughout this essay, the digital transformation of maritime trade brings with it inherent cyber risks that cannot be ignored. The delicate dance between efficiency and security requires a careful balancing act, ensuring that the pursuit of streamlined operations does not come at the expense of robust cybersecurity measures. Neglecting cybersecurity in the maritime domain is akin to setting sail on a ship with a gaping hole in its hull, a recipe for disaster. While the allure of cost savings and faster turnaround times is undeniable, it is crucial to remember that these gains are rendered meaningless if the MSW itself is compromised by cyber attacks. The potential consequences of a successful cyber attack on the MSW extend far beyond financial losses, potentially disrupting global supply chains, jeopardizing the safety of seafarers, and causing irreparable damage to the reputation of the maritime industry. Therefore, embracing the MSW's full potential requires a steadfast commitment to cybersecurity, weaving a strong security fabric into every aspect of its design, implementation, and operation. This requires a collective effort from all stakeholders, including shipping companies, port authorities, software developers, and regulatory bodies, to ensure that the MSW remains a secure and reliable platform for facilitating global trade. Safeguarding the future of maritime trade, a collective responsibility. Protecting the MSW from cyber threats is not solely the responsibility of IT departments or cybersecurity professionals. It requires a culture of security awareness and shared responsibility across the entire maritime ecosystem. Just as every member of a ship's crew plays a role in ensuring its safe passage, every stakeholder in the maritime industry has a part to play in safeguarding the MSW from cyber attacks. Shipping companies must prioritize cybersecurity investments, ensuring that their vessels and onboard systems are equipped with robust security measures. Port authorities must implement strong access controls, network security protocols, and incident response plans to protect their critical infrastructure. Software developers must prioritize secure coding practices, rigorous testing, and timely patch management to minimize vulnerabilities. Regulatory bodies must establish and enforce cybersecurity standards for the maritime industry, providing guidance and oversight to ensure a minimum baseline of security across the board. Collaboration and information sharing are paramount, enabling stakeholders to learn from each other's experiences, share best practices, and collectively stay ahead of emerging threats. The digital transformation of maritime trade is not a destination but an ongoing journey, requiring continuous adaptation, innovation, and vigilance in the face of evolving cyber risks. By embracing a proactive and collaborative approach to cybersecurity, the maritime industry can harness the full potential of the MSW, ensuring that it remains a secure and reliable engine for driving global trade in the digital age.